Welcome to the Neo News Today podcast. I'm your host, Dylan of Neo News Today. In episode 52 of the NNT pod, I had a chance to sit down and speak with Xena Kash, the CEO of NOWPayments. NOWPayments is a cryptocurrency-focused payments processor that offers simple integration with e-commerce websites. In this episode, Xena and I talked about the benefits of paying for goods and services with cryptocurrency, the types of clients NOWPayments works with, how the team chooses which cryptocurrencies to support, their relationship with Neo, who is using NOWPayments, and much more. So I hope you enjoy listening to this conversation with Xena as much as I enjoyed having it. Hey guys, what's going on? Dylan with the Neo News Today podcast. Today we have Xena Kash, the CEO of NOWPayments, joining us. How are you doing today, Xena?
Hello. Thank you so much for having me here. It's wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, we got connected through Dennis over at Neo Global Development Eco Growth. So it's kind of a pleasure to be hosting somebody who's outside the Neo ecosystem, particularly because the last few interviews we've done have been like core developers and people who are working in the Neo developer communities. So it's really interesting to be able to talk about a different subject matter, but still in the cryptocurrency ecosystem.
That's so great. I'm excited as well. Really, really. And I'm excited to talk with Neo community specifically. Like we're really all into crypto here at NOWPayments. And we love, building strong connections with each and every coin community that we are working with. So yeah, I'm excited to be part of Neo community as well.
Yeah, and NOWPayments supports 50 different cryptocurrencies, or probably more, but we'll get into that in a minute. Before we start talking about NOWPayments and Neo integration and gas integration, I do just want to talk a little bit about your history. So you've been with the NOWPayments ecosystem or the Now family for some time now. You've worked in various capacities for various different products such as Change Now and Now Nodes, and now you're the CEO of NOWPayments. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself and kind of what your journey has been from when you started working in the Now umbrella to becoming the CEO for NOWPayments?
Well, actually, my career in crypto started long ago in the year 2017. You remember this whole, the market blew up. Like it was just, and I started working with some really small project, which eventually I realized it was a big scam. Small project, but a big scam. So I decided that I no longer want to be with crypto. So I departed and worked as a translator for some time. But then I met a girl, probably you know her. Her name is Pauline Shenget, and she's currently the CEO of Change Now. We actually studied together, and she knew about my history with crypto. And we met, and she said, well, I have a company here. They are pretty cool. They're doing a good job. Maybe you would like to join. And I thought, well, I can give it a try, a second chance, so to say. So they invited me, and I started working with Change Now. And actually, it was like a week after the MVP of NOWPayments was released. So they hired me to start promoting NOWPayments, which was really young. It was built like a couple of weeks before my coming into the company. So first, I tried my best to do something with NOWPayments as a small project, as an MVP, but it was extremely hard. We were trying to talk to coin foundations, to our leads, potential clients, but for I think 3 months or so, nobody wanted to hear anything about payments. They were just not interested at all. So that's why I kind of moved to Change Now, because they wanted me to do business development for them for some time. So yeah, the next year I spent in Change Now, sometimes coming back to NOWPayments. It was like a back and forth. But in the end, I realized that this small project is something that I really love, and I want to work with it. And I see the future in payments because this is mass adoption, pure adoption. If we're talking about Change Now, and they're really great guys, the Change Now team, they're amazing, and the products they do, they're also amazing. But this is they work for crypto community only. They are crypto only. And when it comes to NOWPayments, we live on a bridge between crypto and the traditional world and traditional finance and the traditional mindset of people who are not really into crypto, who still think that crypto is future, although it is present, and we need to spread this awareness.
Absolutely. So NOWPayments, is it a fiat to crypto ramp? Is it a crypto to crypto ramp? Could you just give me like your elevator pitch for what it is?
So it is a cryptocurrency payment gateway. We are purely crypto. We have fiat options, but we don't do it ourselves. We have like specific providers for fiat, but the core team, the NOWPayments core team, we are focused on crypto payments purely. Please.
Well, no, you were mentioning that a lot of the folks you're talking to are saying that crypto is in the future, but you and your team are saying crypto is now. So why cryptocurrency? What is it about establishing a simple rails using crypto that inspires NOWPayments? And maybe could you share a little bit more about how NOWPayments is competitive in this industry?
Okay, so it's kind of two separate questions, I guess. Well, speaking about why crypto, honestly, crypto is love. It's really difficult for me to tell, like specifically what drives us, what was driving us in the beginning, because it was never in question. We always thought that it is present and it is future, and the traditional financial system, it will not stand long, because cryptocurrency, you can see it, there are more people coming into crypto, the anonymity, the security, the speed of transactions, all of that is just, it's just superb compared to the traditional system. So it's just a matter of time when other people realize it as well.
Absolutely. And so could you share a little bit more about how NOWPayments is maybe carving its own niche, or what the competition looks like, or anything to kind of highlight a little bit of that?
So one of the, like, our killer feature probably right now is the number of coins that we support, because right now it's over 75. I think it's 77 already, because we're adding more coins every week, so they're coming in. And not only we support a lot of currencies, because there are some providers who do just that. Coin payments, for example, they do support a lot of coins, but we have an internal conversion which we process ourselves. So we do not have a provider for that. We do it ourselves. So it makes things, faster and cheaper, and and we do all the support. So when a customer or a merchant onboards on our system, when he creates an account with NOWPayments, he can specify the outcome wallet in any currency that he likes, and then offer a great variety of coins to his customers. And no matter what coin his customer would choose, it will get automatically converted into one that he prefers. So it's the automatic conversion is the killer feature right now.
So I was wondering if you sort of maintain a pool of coins on the NOWPayments backend, or if there's some sort of exchange, like collaboration with multiple exchanges to make the NOWPayments kind of background processes work.
So the processing part is the same that was Change Now. Like, we're using basically Change Now system as our swap provider, and with them, you probably know they do work with a lot of exchanges. and they have their pool of liquidity themselves. And if you want to name a few names, we're working with Binance, OKX, Bitfinex, Huobi, KuCoin is on the way, Uniswap. So all of these liquidity providers, we're working with them. We're sourcing liquidity from them. And yeah.
So Change Now kind of acts as an aggregator?
Oh, well, the exchange service, I wouldn't call it an aggregator, honestly. So it's a little bit different. It's a little bit different.
Totally. So I'm wondering then, the website shows 50 cryptocurrencies and you're mentioning 75. So that's growth. That's good. What is the criteria for the cryptocurrencies that your team chooses to accept?
Oh, there are a lot of criteria. The most important one probably is the request from our partners, the clients that are using NOWPayments right now. We really prioritize their needs and their requests because they're the one using us, So yeah, it's partners' requests. Then it's like the how can I say it? Like we obviously work with big clients, who have large communities, and sometimes communities reach out to us themselves. This also happens. So it's really like different set of criteria, but mostly partners.
So who are your customers? What markets are they coming from? Who's asking to get NOWPayments integrated into their merchant website?
Oof. This is a really funny thing for me because NOWPayments, we can work with e-commerce is everywhere. We can work basically with anyone who wants to accept payments, we can work with. But obviously, there are some companies that are more interested than others. To name a few, again, we're working with traveling industry. They are pretty interested in cryptocurrency payments. We are working with computer technologies, hosting providers, VPNs, all that. And then we also have this large pool of maybe smaller clients who have just a website on WordPress or a Shopify store, and they sell everything, basically, like from T-shirts to scooters to, I don't know, like cups, mugs, sometimes even some weird stuff like these hippie things like they do on Etsy. So there are a lot of things that a lot of clients that work with us.
Absolutely. So you began your journey in crypto in 2017 and then took a little break and then came under the Now umbrella in May 2019. So here we are, we're almost 2 years away from May 2019. And obviously back then we were kind of at the bottom of a bear market. And at the time of this recording, we're definitely in a bull cycle right now. So you have gotten to work on behalf of a payments provider during a bear cycle and during a bull cycle. So I'm just wondering what your conversations with clients, merchants, customers, what are the differences between then and today?
Mm-hmm. That's a nice question, actually. So for us, for NOWPayments as a service, bull market has pros and cons because the definite the definite bonus of working in such period is that people spread the awareness much quicker than before. So the crypto is in the news, people talk more about crypto, so the interest goes up. And yeah, obviously we start receiving more requests, we see more partners come on board right now, but also like on the difficult part is that there are sometimes such coins appear that it's understandably that they I don't want to hurt anyone, honestly, but you know what bull market is, right? So you can expect that there will be some projects that grow fast and then disappear just to make money. And yeah, we see a lot of requests from these people as well to list the coin on NOWPayments, for example. And we have to distinguish real where we see real growth and where it is just something.
So you'd say it's more that you're noticing maybe short-term
Yes,
projects and coins that are reaching out to you as opposed to maybe like an influx of new merchants, perhaps?
yes, yes.
Interesting.
Thank you so much. That's exactly what I meant.
So so then maybe the views of e-commerce haven't necessarily changed in the past 2 years?
Well, they apparently changed because we see more people wanted to go crypto, but not that much, so to say.
Interesting. So we were just talking about projects reaching out to you, and this is a Neo podcast. So I'm wondering, how did the relationship with Neo come about? I think the first time I remember covering NOWPayments was in January when Neo and Gas was integrated, or at least an announcement was made for the integration. So how did that relationship with Neo come about? Did you reach out to Neo Global Development? Did they reach out to you? Could you share a little bit more?
Yeah, of course. Actually, Neo was one of the first coins at it, but the marketing team only reached out pretty late. Yeah, in January. We added Neo, like coming from an advice from Change Now. I remember that Change Now Change Now is fond of you, and they told us that this would be a nice thing to do, adding Neo. We did that. We tried to reach out to the community. It didn't work out really. Then we also went to some conferences, and actually, I met Neo team twice. I met you guys in Malta, I believe. No, it was not Malta. It was Las Vegas. It was Vegas, and then in Singapore. So we even had like quite little dinner together. I don't know if anyone from your team even remembers me. I was shy back then. Yeah, but yeah, we were trying to reach out. We were trying to tell you more about us, but like probably we were not that big, or I don't know, we were not doing enough to bring your attention to us. And I'm happy that we finally did. Oh my God, really.
Well, yeah. So I got to visit the Neo team in Shanghai in 2019, and it was an awesome experience just getting to know all the people who work on the platform. So then, what kind of like level of collaboration is necessary from your end when adding a new cryptocurrency? Do you need to have kind of a one-on-one with the developers for each project you're integrating, or what does that look like?
Not. Sometimes we need it, of course. Sometimes we need to talk to the core development, but technical guys that we have in our team, they can list a coin or add a coin pretty quickly. Sometimes without even consulting teams. So the main part is building the strong connection and building a partnership. And I'm talking not only about marketing, but marketing is the huge part of it, obviously. But also, we offering clients to use your coin as a payment. So we have to talk to the team and discuss the ways of like how this coin works in terms of payments. What can be what features it has. What can, I won't say go wrong, but it's not like wrong. Like what can we tell people about each and every coin? Like, in which cases you need to use this, in which cases you need to use that, in which cases you need to use like a 10 coins, in which case you need to use one. Because we are mostly working as a consultants, because we see a lot of clients coming from the space out of crypto who's they're not specialists at all. So they ask a lot of questions and we need to answer all of them. And we need to sometimes we'll always make an introduction our client and a foundation, again, to spread awareness and to motivate the client to use this coin more in his payments. So yeah, it's mostly partnership, and they're talking to each other.
Yeah, so that's kind of interesting because Neo has the dual coin model where you hold Neo and you receive gas passively. So it might be kind of a unique circumstance when one of your clients asks, for that type of cryptocurrency that has those sort of functions. So I'm curious to learn a little bit. Are there any clients where a Neo Gas dual token model specifically fits their business needs, or are we just not at a place right now in the market where that sort of differentiation is necessary?
I know for sure that we have one pretty big client in the traveling industry who's using Neo, and like who's using Neo through NOWPayments. However, not really sure about this specific feature. With Neo Gas,
Mhm.
we support both. We support both, so you can use both on our system. But we haven't heard a lot of requests. And questions in this regard. But like, if after this podcast we have requests from your supporters, we'll definitely work with them.
Yeah,
Actually, we just a sec. We have one cool feature. It's called purchases in NOWPayments account, where you can pay for something. You can purchase something with different coins, which could definitely work in terms of Neo, because like the customer can pay for one thing using both Neo and Gas.
cool. Very cool. So, kind of like wrapping up on the Neo thread, um, obviously supporting 75 different cryptocurrencies, your team only has so much capacity, and these networks are continuously adapting and upgrading. Neo is upgrading from Neo Legacy to Neo 3. So I'm just wondering a little bit about what does what sort of attention are you and your team paying to blockchain projects and anticipating network upgrades? Like Ethereum's going to be upgrading to 2.0. Neo's going to be upgrading to N3. So what sort of like level of scrutiny goes into just keeping up to date with these projects?
Well, first of all, this is another point that we need to discuss with foundation core teams, because we need to receive updates as fast as possible. And like, we have a special team. They kind of like the financial team, I would say. It's not really a financial team, but these guys take care of coins and they monitor the status, they monitor transactions. And the big part of their job is monitoring the updates on coins. So yeah, having specific people focusing on it helps us to, not to be up to date.
Cool. And sort of wrapping up our conversation, something that I noticed is really cool is that Now Payments now offers a plugin for Shopify, as well as various other different e-commerce websites. And Shopify is unique because it's a process that's similar to like an Apple app. You have to go through a review process and be approved in order for it to be listed. So could you just talk a little bit about what the Now Payments process was like for getting the Shopify plugin and sort of what opportunities that opens up?
Well, the history with Shopify was really difficult. We actually was building it for a year, for a whole year. We were trying to release it, and it was just not working. The main reason is that Shopify itself, the company, the team, they don't have their SDKs open. So when you're developing a plugin, usually the SDKs are open source, or you can reach out to the team and they onboard you and allow you to build a plugin on it. Not so much with Shopify. They are quite closed in this sense. We were open at some point several years ago, which is why we have couple of our competitors on the market who also have Shopify plugin, because they were building it earlier when it was open and easy to build. But then the Shopify closed it, And now developing a Shopify plugin is a big deal. That's why it's big news. It is a big deal. And honestly, we were just following the steps of another provider, BTC Pay server. Maybe you heard of them. So we just saw how they did it, because we were trying to figure out what to do. We needed Shopify, but we didn't know what to do and how to build it. And then this news happened. Oh, by the way, we even had developers, who said that it was impossible. Literally impossible. Like, we're not doing this. And then there was big news with BTC Pay server and who built it, who released it, and we were like, God, no, we have to do the same. Like, we're the same. So we used there are lots of technical guys who are working on it, the whole team, and we built the plugin, but it doesn't really. It is not in the Shopify list, We're still trying to talk to Shopify. We're doing our best to communicate with them to get listed, as an authorized provider. I don't remember how they call it. The only answer that we got so far is that having this plugin is okay, and Shopify is totally okay with this, but they are not listing us for some reason at this point. They're promising to open it again. They're promising it to do it next year, I believe, but not now. Not now.
Well, Shopify is just one of the many e-commerce websites that NOWPayments is collaborating with and or integrating with. I noticed that a widget for Wix was recently launched, so it's really cool to see the work that your team is doing to be able to make purchasing goods through merchant websites much easier using various different types of cryptocurrencies. I want to thank you so much for taking the time to come and chat with us today. Is there anything that we haven't covered that you want to bring up?
Thank you so much for having me here. Honestly, it was a great conversation. And if your community has any questions regarding NOWPayments, we're always here. We can answer all of them in Reddit, in Twitter. Let them come to us and we'll help them.
Yeah, I've seen you guys on the Neo subreddit a handful of times over the past few months. So it's great to see that level of communication with the community. And I definitely look forward to catching up with you sometime in the future when NOWPayments has taken over the world.
Oh, yes, and we will. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Xena. Have a good day.
You too. Bye.
Cheers. Well, what did you think of that conversation? I thought it was awesome to hear that Neo was one of the first coins supported by NOWPayments and that its developers have held Neo in such high regard. It was also interesting to learn more about NOWPayments placing more of an emphasis on providing support for coins that shoppers and communities want to use, as opposed to what merchants might suggest. And it was a bit surprising to hear that NOWPayments has been hearing more from new cryptocurrency projects as opposed to merchants in the recent bull run. To keep up to date with the latest in the Neo ecosystem, visit www.neonewstoday.com. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe to our channels on YouTube, Apple iTunes, Google Podcasts, and or Spotify. And leave a 5-star review if you feel that others should hear our content. Every subscription and review helps others learn more about the Neo News Today podcast and the Neo ecosystem. So thank you so much for taking the time to listen to the Neo News Today podcast, and we look forward to catching you next time.